What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Argue About It. Today, I got my brother, fellow Prairie View alumni too, AJ, owner of Let's Do This Houston and Third Ward Tour. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Welcome to have you. Welcome to
Yes,
have you,
sir.
man. Thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
joining us. So, my brother, first things first, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
question of the day: what is Let's Do This Houston and Third Ward Tour?
Straight up. Yeah, so Let's Do This Houston is a live events, experiential, cultural event company.
Okay.
So we do live events, we host bike rides, we do community events, we have other events and things that people can enjoy. And so that's what we do. We incorporate community, we incorporate wellness, fun, culture, food, music, all those jumbled up in one.
Okay, so where did the idea come from exactly, right?
Really, it came from, so I graduated from Prairie View. My degree is in social work.
Okay.
So my first job out of college was working at this group home for kids right up the road. And so it was a group home that I worked at. I had to live there as well. I had to live there 8 days, and then 4 days I would have off.
No, that's
And
crazy.
so yeah, it was crazy. First job, professional job out of college. So while working there, I took these group of boys that I worked with. They rode bikes and they would do like road races around Houston. So I would take them out to these different events, and they would always try and get me to ride the bikes and like join them. And I was like, man, I do not want to ride no bike. No, I'm good. Like y'all do y'all thing. So once I left that job, I hopped on a local city bike here in Houston, and then I rode around Houston, had my music going, stopped and got something to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and bro, that's when the idea clicked from there. Like literally, like an idea popped in my head, and I was like, bro, this is fun. This is something to do other than the whole club scene. I was going to the club every weekend, doing that, getting tired of that, and then I was like, bro, we can incorporate all the stuff that people love to do, but incorporate it into bike riding. And so that's when Let's Do This Houston was born. We put it on Facebook, Eventbrite, and then next thing you know, people were paying me to ride bikes. Like yes,
Just
it's
pay you to
crazy.
ride bikes around
I,
Third Ward. So why Third Ward though?
so in my
Like, are you
research,
from Third Ward?
I'm not from Third Ward. I'm
Okay.
originally from Memphis.
Okay.
So I from left went to high school, came to visited Prairie View, and found out what an HBCU was. And
Shot like me.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is where I want to be, you know. And so I applied. I applied at TSU and Prairie View. Got accepted to Prairie View first.
Smart
and then-
decision.
Yeah,
Smart decision.
Great decision. It worked out. And so went to Prairie View, and then in the midst of that, of my first job in moving to Houston, I was doing my research on like where I could find bikes from, because of course when I started the idea, I didn't have any bikes, right? So
Okay.
I was Googling, looking around to see where I could get a bunch of bikes from, and I found this nonprofit company called Tour de Hood.
Tour de Hood.
Tour de Hood. It's
Okay.
ran by this guy named Dr. Vion McReynolds.
Okay.
And so I pitched him my idea and told him, hey, look, I got these people that want to ride bikes around Houston. I'll pay you to use your bikes. He was like, man, nobody's ever paid me to ride bikes, because he has a nonprofit. He does the bike rides for free every Wednesday, and he still do it to this day. Every Wednesday is a free bike ride. And so started working with him. He started seeing the movement, seeing how much traction we was getting, how many people were signing up, and then we created this partnership.
Yeah.
You know, and so from there, we just got busier and busier. And then in 2017, he has all his bikes stored in a shipping container.
Yeah.
And so he just kind of guided me in a way how to like store them and all those things. And then we found this vendor where they were giving away bikes.
Yeah.
And so we got like 20 these Dutch English style bikes, like 20
What?
of them. And we put them in a container. In 2017, then we found the spot location right there where the El Dorado Ballroom is.
Yeah, I know exactly where that's
And
at. Yeah.
we were right there in the parking lot where El Dorado Ballroom was at. And we opened up June 2017, the same day Emancipation Park opened up.
That's
during
fire.
Juneteenth. and we
The
did
new one, like the remodel one,
yeah,
right?
yeah, the
Okay, okay, okay.
remodel. No, no,
Oh, that's like the original. Oh, the
the
original,
original
like,
El Dorado. It wasn't
okay,
no parking lot there. It was just a parking. It was parking lot, and then it was grass. We
yeah,
was like on the grass area, but we utilized the parking lot
okay,
to start out. And so we opened up the same day that Emancipation Park opened up in June 2017
yeah.
during Juneteenth weekend, and we hosted free rides.
Damn.
And during
Okay.
that day, in the end, that was our location all the way up to about 2021, a little bit after COVID, and then they moved us like right around the corner over there where like Crumville and them was and stuff like that on Emancipation.
Yeah, I know. I think I
And
be seeing you all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
seen me the other
yeah. Yeah, I
day.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see
yeah.
you
I'm
all the
like,
time.
yo, yo.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
EP be
yeah,
lit,
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
EP be lit.
It
Oh,
do.
you know EP be lit. So
So yeah, man. Like, and then after that, it just took off, dog. Like, we just started doing tours, and one way to like, so people wasn't just ready to sign up just because there's a bike ride, right?
mhm.
Especially we was trying to target our people, like trying to get them on a bike.
Yeah,
So we had to be creative and think of a way to get them on bikes. So I created my first event, which is like called Bike and Brunch.
yeah.
Brunch was a whole new thing. People like brunch. So we just merged the two together and called it Bike and Brunch.
Brunch.
We'll bike
Okay.
to a brunch location. People can eat, drink, and stuff like that. And then we incorporated the music element as well. And then people just start showing up, man. We started doing themes like
Yeah.
start focusing on specific artists, Megan Thee Stallion, Erica Badu,
Okay.
90s R&B, doing different things like that.
Okay.
And that's how we actually draw them out there. And it was mainly geared towards beginner level bike riders,
Okay.
people that haven't rode
So
bikes
y'all
in a
teach
long
people
time.
also how to ride bikes too if they're first timers, or
We,
like just like
so
people
that's the
that aren't
whole
super cyclists, or
yeah,
like
so this was really people that don't own a bike, first of all.
okay.
People that are visiting Houston that also don't own bikes.
Yeah.
Then people that own bikes but don't feel comfortable riding on the streets by themselves.
Got you.
Or
Okay.
they don't want to look at a phone trying to figure out where they're going.
Okay.
So we provided that service for them of it being a guided bike tour.
That makes sense.
And
Okay.
so just over time, we just started just putting tours out, thinking of different themes, like all those things, and doing historical tours.
Okay.
That was a big one. Around Third Ward. Third Ward is very historical
Historic.
area, right? So,
Yeah.
like, why not capitalize and try and push that education of people knowing about Third Ward?
Yeah.
We didn't want to just do like go drink or go eat and things like that. We wanted to talk about the area that we were in, and outsiders, people coming in, want to learn about it, and it just started going from that.
So with you being from Memphis, did you have to like outsource like the knowledge of this
Yes,
of
yeah.
Third
Like
Ward? So like
I'm
you
on,
know
yeah, I'm on Google. I'm
okay.
on like all the websites. Like, I went on Fiverr, and then I got all the history of like Third Ward, and then I had somebody do like voiceovers
Mhm.
of the different landmarks and using because I used to be like reading and looking
Mhm.
and be like, this is Emancipation Park. This is
Mhm.
the first Negro hospital. And so I
Yeah.
was like, man, I'm really not that knowledgeable, but I could. So what I did, like I said, I went on Fiverr and then I got the script for it and I just pressed play and we'll stop by there and then people would just learn about it.
Learn about it.
And
Okay.
so it became easier. We just streamlined it to where it was easier. And so people could just learn about the area when they wanted to do it. So then that's when we started getting like churches. We started getting schools. We started getting like corporate companies that wanted to do like team building activities that wanted to learn about Third Ward. And so then we just started adding different themes to bike riding. So, we used just that main focus of bike riding and just adding different elements to it to make it exciting and stuff.
No,
Like
it's
that.
fire, bro.
So,
It's fire,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So, obviously on here we talk about business and things
Right,
like
right,
that. So you've
right.
mentioned a couple of things, right? How like you started off as like a brunch and ride type of thing, and then you mentioned alcohol. So from like a liability standpoint, how does that like work, affect your business, things like
So I mean, so first of all, like I had the most amazing lawyer.
Shout out to that.
She unfortunately like passed away. She went to Prairie View as well. Her name was Lindsay Captain. She created my first waiver for me.
Okay.
Like just pro bono, just did it for me because we was in classes together. I told her what I was doing, and she created the first waiver form for me, just in regards to like liability and things like that. And then she told me about purchasing insurance and all those things. And so, yeah, she basically like help me out in regards to that liability portion, you know. But in regards to like drinking and things like that, you know, as long as no one is like, we don't have like people, hence why we don't have cup holders. So
Mm,
we don't have cup holders to where just
smart.
people just
Okay.
come bringing their stuff full of
Yeah.
liquor and you riding and you just reckless,
Yeah.
right? So we allow them to, you know, go to these locations and places, have something light, drink and things like that or whatever. But if we notice, we always have staff that are like making sure we looking out, make sure this person is riding correctly, make sure they're not being too reckless and things like that, and they can operate the bike first and foremost. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's really just about fun. Like anybody that comes on our tours, we're really all about safety first
Hmm.
and then fun second. Really,
Okay.
like if somebody's coming on our tour and we see that they are really turned up, inebriated or whatever, then we're gonna have a little talk
Yeah.
about how serious this is of being riding in the streets and things
Hmm.
like that prior to getting on the bike. We don't want you to hurt yourselves. All those type of things, and most importantly, no lawsuits, which, knock on wood, we haven't had any since
Knock
we've
on
been
wood,
here.
right? Because
You
safety
know,
first,
safety
right?
first. And most importantly, it's about having fun. So you're not out of town getting super drunk and things like that. You want to be aware of everything that's going on at that time and stuff like that. But yeah, we always worry, make sure that all those things are covered, all those areas are covered before we worry about like make sure this is a super turn up thing because
No,
it's
I
not
feel
that,
you. I
right?
feel
You
you.
know,
Okay.
yeah,
And so you also kind of mentioned that, when you first started, you didn't really have the capital to go buy a bunch of
yeah,
bikes,
right,
right?
right, right,
So, yes, you had a great business model being able to find a nonprofit, which is great. Speaks to the creativity of being able to figure out a problem that you had and then
right,
giving it a solution. You get what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
what do you think, was the hardest part, outside of finding the bikes that from a financial standpoint that you had to realize, that yourself, whether it be through a CPA or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was, like, how are you able to be profitable, basically?
Really, so it's really about like the overhead. Like we were super blessed to find a way to not have crazy overhead, like operating out of a 20-foot container and then also being located on a nonprofit uh, property, Project
Mm,
Row House.
okay.
So, I
Yeah, I be
mean,
passing them all the time.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they have a small business program that they operate where they allow small businesses to operate on their property.
Oh wow.
So that also cuts, large overhead and worrying about leasing and things like that, having to find a big space and stuff like that. So all those things like helped us tremendously. Like I ain't even gonna lie, like that really has helped us in regards to being profitable. Of course, when I first started, like when I had my job, I was using my job to like fund everything that I was doing, right? Buy more bikes, all those things. I didn't get staff until like 20. Well, my cousin was helping me out, and my friends' family was helping me out for the longest. And I started transitioning to like hiring people like in like 2019,
Okay.
all those things. So now we have like 8 bike guides right now that work for us and they can lead tours, and I don't have to do all of them.
All
Like
by yourself.
I
Yeah.
trust them, to lead rides. We've been able to build out a system that works for everyone for them to conduct tours when I'm not there.
Yeah, they're able to scale it.
Yeah,
You got to be
you
able to.
you
Now you're
know
sitting the real, the real owner seat and kind of understanding. Like, I
ex-
don't have to do everything myself. I got, yeah.
exactly. And so I've been able to delegate and things like that over time. And also, man, like shout out to the grants, man. Like I forgot who told me. One of my friends was like, "Man, you need to start applying for grants." Like, and well, actually, what's crazy is my first big grant that I got was like $20,000,
Okay.
and the grant that I received, I was on the website.
Oh
My
wow.
my container was on the website, and somebody showed it and said, "Did you get this grant?" I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't know anything about
Wow.
it, and they was like, "Yeah, you need to apply." Like literally, my container was on there, and I didn't apply for the grant,
Yeah.
and so then I applied for it. It was like the third round. They did like 3 rounds of it, and then I got my first grant, man, like $20,000, and so I was able to like purchase electric bikes. I was able to purchase a work truck and all those things like that, and use it for a bunch of different things in the business. And after that, like man, it just kept happening. Like I just got $5,000 grant here,
And
ten
but you
thousand.
operate as a for profit though, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
for
you
profit.
just like small business grants.
Yeah, small business
Wow.
grants.
Okay.
Like I was like, yo, because at first I'm thinking like grants is like nonprofit
Profit.
type
Yeah.
stuff,
You
but
know, you would
no,
think that.
like
Yeah.
no, they have grants for profit businesses, small businesses, and things like that. And so that really helped me out tremendously. And like working capital, all the money that I was earning on like PayPal and Square,
Hmm.
they started offering me like working capital things and stuff like
You was building
that.
that
You know,
credit.
I was
So
building
yeah,
that
yeah,
up.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they see the sales coming in, high volumes of sales,
Hmm.
then they'll offer you those $10,000, $25,000 working
Working
capital
capital.
grant, and they just take it back from the sales. So it's
Yeah.
just not like it's not hard to like keep up with it.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you have flow coming in, money flow coming in, then you'll be able to pay it off.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's really how we've been able to stay around this long. You know,
Okay.
um, and you know and one thing that that I've been thinking about is like a lot of people has come to me about growing and going to other cities and going doing this and other parts of Houston and things like that. But I'm honestly not in a no rush, honestly, because I
Hmm.
like where we are.
Hmm.
It's like I don't want to say it's mom and popish, but mom and popish they bring in like good
Yeah.
flows
Yeah.
of money.
Yeah.
They
But I
like
mean, there's some coolness, I guess you can say. Sounds
yeah,
cool there. There's some coolness
yeah,
in being exclusive to an area, right?
and yeah,
When
yeah,
once everybody has it, then it's kind of like, all
yeah.
right, what
Then what's
what
next?
makes it special? You
What
get what
makes
I mean? Like
exactly?
it's cool, I get it, right? But at the same time, your heart, you built it here.
Yeah,
It's where it needs to be. It's what
exactly.
it's supposed to do. So I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? And so like that's kind of like why I haven't like really pushed so hard on like going to different places. And we get people from out of town all the time talking about, man, this would be great in my city. Like, can we talk about how we could bring this to my city and things like that? And I've entertained like, a couple of people and things like that. I've talked about like some consultation type of things or
Hmm.
whatever, but it really hasn't turned into anything yet.
Hmm.
But like, I really just want to hone in on this area and just really have this system built out to where it's operating by itself. And I have guys that can run the tours and do all those type of things. And like you said, it's like Third Ward is like its own little pocket of
Telling you, telling you,
just
yeah.
greatness of
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
all in
and it's
one.
changing, right?
And
It's
it's changing.
changing for
It
the
is.
for the for the better, but it's
But
changing,
it
right? It's
is,
changing,
100%. It is changing, and so we're just changing right along with it, adjusting right along with the changes that's happening. So
So like I want to mention, right, because we had this conversation offline, but just being profitable, it isn't just in a season, right? So
right,
what do you guys do when it gets colder and like because I know you talk about expanding, but
yeah,
don't you offer other services that
yeah, we
allow
do
you to still
offer.
operate?
So probably about 2 years ago, we decided to. Well, we had to think quick on our feet and be like, because weather here in Houston is crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people are not trying to really ride bikes in the cold unless
Mm-hmm.
they from up north. Like we get
Mm-hmm.
people from New York, Chicago, and be like, "I'm trying to ride." I'd be like, "What? It's 45 degrees outside." Like, no, like it'd be like two people,
Yeah.
And so we had to think quick, man. Like, so I found this company and pitched them this idea, this bus tour company, and told them, hey, we would like to take our themes that we do on our bike tours and add it to your bus tours and pretty much do our tours around Houston, historic tours, brunch tours, wine tours, private parties, all those things. Like those are all different things where, and for it also helped like for people were that are not as active, that
Mm-hmm.
are not that can't ride a bike.
Mm-hmm.
It gave them a different alternative to that. And so when we did launched our bus tours, then like that took off. That was a whole nother lane where it was like, oh yeah, I want to do this for my birthday. I want to do this for our company. I want to do this for our team, things like that. So we were able to pivot and find another way, and we realized, dang, we just not like a bike tour company. We just do tours, in general. Like we could provide that service for them. And so we was able to build that, man, over the last 2 years, and just like, without even owning a bus, So it was just like being able to build these partnerships with these companies and work with them, while also bringing them business as well and helping them in a space where they need help and assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So we just providing, that social media marketing, that content that they are missing,
Collab.
yeah,
Yeah.
collaboration, and so it ended up working out.
So if y'all not learning anything, right? This man has told y'all secret sauce. You don't have to have money to start.
No,
You got to be able to collab, find the people who need something and exchange services. It's like the old days where you expect, you trade items and things and not necessarily currency, right?
yeah,
Because
facts.
knowledge is power.
It,
So
no,
let me let y'all
most,
know, he really spins some game that everybody don't know for real.
no, no, straight up.
Nah. So now, we want to get into what everybody wants to know, right? Because, I know third war tours.
Yeah.
I've seen it around, but for the people who is just sprung onto because of the recent events that happened
Right,
in
right,
the city,
right.
right? How was it having J. Cole on your tour?
Man, when I tell you, like, I stayed up till about 3 or 4 in the morning after that happened the night of.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man. Like, what's wild is that like the alignment of it. Like, so when we do tours, we just put dates out there.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole dropped his album on February 6th. Um, we knew it was coming out February 6th. We put the theme ride out on for February 7th. All right.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then we did 2 days of it. And then those 2 dates sold out. So then we did a third date. February 21st which was just a random date that we selected. When we put that out there, it was getting so much traction on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, all those platforms, and people was just, it was going viral. People was like, "Is J. Cole coming there?" And I'm like, I'm in the captions. It already say J. Cole will not be here, will
Yeah.
not be in attendance. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, no, he's not gonna be here. Not for no $35.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what y'all think.
Nah, for real, not for no
like come
$35.
on, y'all think
Hell
J. Cole
nah.
gonna be here? So
Yeah.
yeah, man, just over time, like during that promotion and marketing of, we was tagging J. Cole, we was tagging his manager, and like that Thursday, it was like February 19th, we realized that, J. Cole, we seen online, we was following him online, we seen he was in Louisiana, he was at Southern. So I was like, okay, I'm looking on, I'm putting in maps like how far is Southern from like Houston? It's like 4 hours. So I'm like, dang, he got to be coming to Houston. You know what I'm saying? And so then we see that J. Cole is in, Trey the Truth posted J. Cole is in Houston on Thursday at Sugar Room. So I'm like, okay, he in Houston. All right. The 20th, we have like another theme ride that day. Then the 21st come, and we like, okay, J. Cole's still in Houston. We see him posting here and there or whatever. Friday, everybody was looking for J. Cole. He didn't pop out. He took a rest day and all that stuff. Saturday, he pulled up at TSU. So
that's why I caught him at.
yeah. So what's
yeah.
crazy is we already had a free bike ride that we was doing, a black business bike ride where we went to different businesses in the area, right? During that ride, I see 2 Sprinter vans pass by. I got a little microphone and stuff where I talk to people. I said, man, y'all, that look like that could be J. Cole headed to TSU. And so it's 2 Sprinter vans going down Alabama Street. And so we finish that ride. We get ready for the 6 o'clock ride. The ride started at 6. We take off at 6:30. Somebody on a bike rolled up. He said, "Who's the organizer of the event?" I said, "I am." He was like, "My boss want to speak to you." He put me on the phone with, I guess it was Eve, his manager. He was like, "Hey man, this is so and so. We gonna have J. Cole pull up at your event." I was like, "Man, you should have seen me. I wanted to just jump around, like." And I was like, "What?" And so he was like, "Yeah, man, J. Cole want to pull up at your spot. We seen it online. We want to pull up. We think it's dope what you're doing." And so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Don't nobody know that." We getting ready for the ride. I'm going over the instructions and all those things. I'm joking with the people, breaking the ice. I'm like, "Y'all, everybody here, y'all done sold us out. Y'all thinking J. Cole finna pull up and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and they laughing and giggling, whatever. So we take off down Emancipation, and then 5 minutes later, literally, J. Cole's on the opposite side. We coming towards J. Cole. We see him. We hit a little U-turn. Everybody started just going crazy,
Yeah.
like J. Cole. I said we got a surprise for y'all. J. Cole is in the building,
Yeah.
and then you just see me, J. Cole, and a bunch of other people, his team riding with us on bikes and stuff like that, and then that was it, man. Like it was just dope. You know what I'm saying? So I got a chance to talk to J. Cole about like 2 minutes or so when we was doing the ride, and he was just like, "Yeah, man. Me and my manager seen this online, and we just thought it was dope. You know, we just had to pull up. You know, so we know he's into bike riding and things like that. So he said that it only made sense. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing that all the tagging and emailing and all DMs that we was doing, like nobody responded to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, for them to just hit us up the day of, it was just really shocking because I'm like,
Yeah, it was
dang, like,
nobody
bro,
said
like
nothing. Yeah, nobody
nobody
said
said
nothing.
nothing, and I
Yeah.
get it. Those type of artists, those people on that level have to do their research. They have to look into it, make sure everything's legit, security measures, all that type of stuff. And so they felt like it was safe and it felt like that it would be dope to just pull up for his promotion, his album and things like that. And that's all he wrote, man. And then like after that, it's just going crazy online. Like everybody was just like
Mm-hmm.
third ward tours, like this and that. How I knew he was coming. This one guy told me they had like chats of like where J. Cole would be, and
Mm-hmm.
people was like, your bike ride was one of them that people was like, I bet he show up there and stuff like that. So, man, when I tell you this, it was like a whirlwind. Like I was getting so many texts, calls, DMs, people responding to the stories, and like, man, it's just crazy. And backstory, we've been trying to get artists on our bike
I was
rides
just about to ask that, right?
for
Because
10
you've been in
years.
Houston. There's a lot of Houston artists,
Dog.
and I've been watching. I mean, since I met you, with the hooping and all that,
Yeah.
which is the other thing. You probably should have told him
Yeah,
we be getting
yeah, yeah,
buckets
yeah.
over there.
We
But
getting
but that's another topic.
that's
AJ Cole, you
yeah,
you
yeah.
really ducked them. You ducked them buckets when you was in the H. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I had DM'd you too about coming to a cool down run, and he was ducking it. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
But we talk about how I really want to talk about that because. Not saying that nobody in the city that was an artist supported. I don't want to put that disclaimer, right? But what I'm saying is it's just crazy that like your first artist and supporter was somebody that wasn't from the community that you was giving
right,
back to.
exactly. And so that like when I tell you, since I started this and coming up with the idea in 2015, when I first thought about having music as an element to draw people out, I was like, bro, it would be so dope if an artist would just ride with the guests or their fans around Houston playing their
Mm-hmm.
music. Like the first artist I reached out to, Megan Thee Stallion, and they team literally called me and was like, take that down. Like, take it down.
Wow.
T Ferris, to be exact, her manager
Yeah.
called me. It was like, bro, take that down. No, I'm like, bro, we're not saying she's gonna be there. We're just playing her music. This is
Yeah.
when she first came out, and we want to promote her music. She's a new up and coming artist. People love her and all those things. And like, nobody's seen the vision. We didn't reach. I'm not gonna name other names, but
No,
literally,
it's reality, man. I,
like,
I think that's important. I'm not saying you
yeah,
got a name drop because
yeah.
that's crazy, but like I think that is important what you're saying because why do you think that they didn't respond?
Yeah, I don't know, man. They didn't see the vision. Like I don't, I maybe probably didn't write out exactly a clear vision of what it could be like, or they think it's not cool or something to be like riding a bike or something. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but my whole idea was about promoting your music and engaging with fans in a different way. That's never changed. That's
Yeah.
literally what I tell everybody that I've reached out to. It's like it's not your traditional stand in line, wait for an autograph, meet and
Mm-hmm.
greet type of thing. This is like a actual cultural organic thing, and people are not hovering around you constantly moving, so it's not like you're just going to be bombarded with your fans and stuff like that. We could talk about safety and all those things as well, but it's just really about doing something different,
Mm-hmm.
that's out of the norm of what you do in regards to promoting a project, promoting a new album, any of those things, breaking an artist. And nobody has ever buzzed. Or like we haven't even been close. Like I even knowing that I probably ain't had the money and I'd be like, "What's y'all budget?" Like they
These
still,
that boy throwing out a
I,
field like,
I'm
okay, well
like,
maybe it's about the
I'm
money,
like,
right? Let
yeah,
me come holler.
like
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
budget? I even throw that out there just to get a response to see
Yeah.
like what it might be,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just like a walkthrough. You know, to do a thing called walkthrough through the
Yeah,
club, like
yeah.
you can just pull up at the
You don't
container,
gotta
take a
ride. You
picture.
don't gotta
You ain't
ride.
got to ride. You can take a
Yeah,
picture on the bike, sign a few autographs. You know,
yeah.
we play some songs, take pictures, do a group picture. You know, and so I threw that all those elements out there, and literally nobody has ever budged and tried or was close to coming. And
Damn.
so, like when I say this was like the craziest thing ever, and then for the next week for it to be AJ McQueen because
Mm-hmm.
he have a thing called God Body Weekend, and I pitched in, and I seen on his page had he rode bikes before, and I was like, man, this would be dope. We do a God Body AJ McQueen bike ride, and his
Yeah.
team instantly was like, man, that'd be dope because I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling him like we've never had an artist on a bike ride,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, and they was like, okay, yeah, let's do it, and so then lo and behold, we get J. Cole first, then we get AJ McQueen,
Mm-hmm.
so now literally I don't know how that happened. It was just crazy alignment, God, and it was just like consistency and
Yeah.
not like literally not giving up. When I tell you
Yeah.
10 years, literally I could go to
That's a long time. That's a decade of not being able to
bro,
get one artist.
not
When you
one
think about the
artist.
math on that, that's a lot. That's
No,
a
not
long
one
time.
artist,
That's a long
And
time.
so like even though we've like, you know, we've reached out to like other local artists that are not as big and things like that, but it never materialized.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'll never get past the thing. Like either, somebody it just wasn't enough motion. It just didn't materialize and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But also we also wanted to make it worth our time. Like we just wanted to make it look, we know these people have a nice following,
Mm-hmm.
so we know people would show up for it.
Yeah.
So it's like
To
a
hear their
win-win.
music, to support them,
To hear
right?
their music,
Yeah.
support and stuff, right? So, yeah, man. So like you said, like when people like when I say literally 10 years, like I will never, it will. I'll be like, bro, it's been crazy,
So
So,
so like the aftermath? Let's talk
mhm.
about the aftermath,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So is this like a Mike Jones scenario where back then they didn't want you, now you hot, they all on
yeah,
you?
yeah. I
Like
mean,
you can be
and
honest, like yeah,
no,
like now.
in a sense, like I feel like everybody that didn't realize what we did, or far as like just the general public, just being aware of our company and knowing that we do bike rides or themed bike rides,
Mm-hmm.
those are people that are like, oh yeah, we definitely want to come to the next one. And hopefully they don't be just thinking, we
A
do it.
celebrity is gonna be there every
A
time. Yeah,
celebrity gonna be there every time. Like
yeah,
we do, Don Tolliver ride or something. They be
yeah.
like, oh, Don Tolliver gonna be there, okay. But it
Nah.
also can be good because then they just might buy tickets and we might get a surprise.
Yeah, you might.
Because
That's a
that's what
surprise element of it. Like
yeah,
that's the
and that's what happened with the J. Cole thing. Like we did not know, and so people were just buying tickets, not knowing at all whether or not the artist was going to be there. And
mm-hmm,
those lucky guests that signed up for that ride got to meet J. Cole.
mm-hmm,
You had dreams come true. You had people have things talking about they always want to meet J. Cole.
mm-hmm,
We was able to make that come true for them.
mm-hmm,
So. But I mean, we're working behind the scenes, and we are
mm-hmm.
sending those emails, and we're doing everything we need to like promote this. We showing the pictures of look, we got J. Cole, right? He's able to. You can do this too. Promote your alley. It's
Yeah.
organic, and stuff like that. But it's good, man. Like it's really good. Another thing, real quick. So Interscope, before J. Cole even come, Interscope, before he ever came, Interscope reached out to us and like they seen it online and they was like, they like what we're doing, they see it, all those stuff, and so they reached out to us and they was like, hey, we would like to do something like some promotional material and stuff like that, and so they ended up sending us like 10 Forest Hill Drive vinyls.
Wow.
And so for the first two rides, we gave away like some vinyls, J. Cole vinyls. And so
That's fire.
after J. Cole showed up, my connect with Interscope, she was like, yeah, Eve was the one, J. Cole's manager is the one that approved that budget. So he already knew, he
Kind of
already
new,
seen
yeah.
it. He still didn't reach out and say, hey, we're gonna be there, but he seen exactly what we were doing. And he was like, hey, let's do this for him. And, we was able to give away some vinyls and stuff like that. But so I tell people do not send that DM or email and stuff because
Mm-hmm.
they going to see it. Like whether they respond or not, they are going to see it, and you just got to give them time and just allow them to do their due diligence to either do the research, check behind, see if the company's legit, if they doing real good stuff, and then it'll work out for you at the end of the day. So
That's
yeah,
fire.
yeah,
So
man.
like, so now that it's already been a thing for a decade, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Third
yeah,
Ward Tour was
yeah,
his
yeah.
own thing before J. Cole. So
Right, right.
what does it look like, your vision now after the J. Cole, AJ McQueen, right?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
So I mean, we definitely want to capitalize off of that. Like we not taking our foot off the gas, and we are doing everything we can to show artists, record labels that this is a organic new way of
Mm-hmm.
promoting your music.
Mm-hmm.
We want to show you that like instead of the same old going to appearance or a show and doing all those things, like this is another avenue to engage with your audience in a fun, different type of way. So we're just trying to capitalize off that to where it's fun for the community as well and local artists tap in. Like we're looking to work with, what's his name, Buddy Rowe. He
Okay.
was on a bike ride recently. I didn't know, and then they walked up to him and was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm Buddy Rowe." Like those type of artists,
He
we are
sounds
looking.
yeah, he sounds
We're looking to engage with, and not just super big artists, but even local or up and coming artists. We might even do an artist showcase where we have several different artists
played at the
playing
yeah.
different songs, and whoever is coming, who your supporters, let them come ride bikes with us while we playing music riding through the city. So
Mm-hmm.
we just want to show them that we are an avenue of a way to like market, promote, engage with your
Just a
audience in a
different a
different way.
different way,
A
yeah.
different way. It's
Yeah,
creative.
I
It's
lie, I've
new.
never
It's
seen that
different.
before. Yeah.
It's something different. You almost look at it as like when the artists be riding in the cars and they playing their music and they rapping and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's similar almost to that concept, but this one you have your fans around. You feel alive. It's exciting. You get to so much things happening around you, and then you got your fans behind you singing your songs. Like what other way? And then you get content. You can even do a little video.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it helps everybody. It's
It
good. It's
helps
good.
everybody.
And it's a different promotional way, right? Yeah,
It's a
yeah, yeah.
different promotional way, and it's beneficial to everyone.
So, were there like any advice that they might have gave you, like once you left, or just kind of like words of encouragement that you
no
take
man,
with you, or they just kind
they
of
was
like,
just
man, shit, we've been watching you, brother. We
no,
here.
yeah, they was just pretty much, man. We were just like they were like, we like your consistency. I was like, what made y'all come? We was like, man, we seen you tagging. You was telling your guests to tag us. We seen the emails and all those things like that, and they was just like, just keep on going. Like you just got to put it out there, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that we got the actual content, the footage, it materialized into one of the biggest artists in the game. Now we can use this to pitch to someone else and
Mm-hmm.
show them how it was. Even if
Mm-hmm.
we talking about safety, we got videos of J. Cole just riding,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing to worry about,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Because a lot of people could be worrying about safety. How's this gonna work? What is this gonna look like? And all those things. And we have that all in there to show them. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man.
So, do you think that when you reach out to these people now, artists, local artists, things
Mm-hmm,
like that,
mm-hmm.
and I know you kind of mentioned that like you don't want people just to be buying tickets to know if they're coming. Would you still keep this as like surprises?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you would always keep it as a surprise. Like you'll never go on the record and say, "Hey, this person's actually gonna be here."
It really just depends, and it really just depends on the relationship with those artists and their management, how they want to roll it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't ever want to, like security reasons. I'm sure J. Cole didn't tell us because of, maybe they don't really know me. They don't know if I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to spill the beans and just be like,
Yeah.
tell everybody, be like, hey, J. Cole pulling up at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Y'all be here.
Yeah.
So it's really just I understand the safety aspect of it, but it really just depends on what their end goal is. What do
Yeah.
they want? Do they want this to be big? Do they want a bunch of people to show up, or do they want it intimate? It's dependent upon what they feel comfortable with. So. But I more so probably would like the surprise element.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like that would be dope because we want to just because people don't read first of all, and
Wait, hold
they
on.
do not
Say that
read.
one more time. Say that one more time.
People do not read. I can send 1,000 emails telling them where to park. We ain't got this. We ain't got that. What time to show up. and you're gonna have one person, two, or three people talking about, oh, I didn't get that, oh, I didn't see that part, and so we don't ever want to give the false advertisement of like every time we put a ride out that this artist is going to be there. So like a surprise element would always be great for us.
Nah, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. So, you know, we done talked about everything up in the sun, from how you started to, J. Cole, AJ
Right, right.
McQueen, all that. So, what is, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, what's next, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
anything coming up? I know the spring break is in a week.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
got summertime coming. Like,
yeah,
what you
yeah.
what you got planning in store?
We have a lot of events coming up. We have a crawfish bike ride
Okay.
that's coming up.
Pencil me in for that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I need that.
New
Yeah.
Orleans bounce crawfish bike ride. So we like to just create different fun things, especially like spring break. We have some weekday rides. Usually, most of our rides happen Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but with spring break coming up the next 3 weeks, we have some weekday events coming up and things like that. We also have quite a few private events. You can do birthday parties, family in town, things like that. You can always join a bike tour by just going on our website, looking at the different themes that you want to join. We do Sunday Fun Day bike rides and all those type of things. Um, we also have our mobile hoops basketball trailer as
Okay.
well. That has been around for almost about a year and a half. That I added to the portfolio for families, parties, different events that people can enjoy and things like that. So we booked for that for quite a few spring break events as well. And yeah, we just have things. The weather is great right now, so like people are looking for things to do. So like people are definitely coming to our website, inquiring, and looking for us to do some fun things around the city.
Well, y'all heard it here, folks. Right? Let's do this, Houston. Third Ward Tours. Make sure y'all check them out on Instagram. Follow, like, all that good stuff, and don't catch the train late. But before you go,
Yeah.
right,
Yes.
we are at the best part of the night for me, right? This is the
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a question for you. You get about 60 seconds to answer it, right? It's going to be a tough one,
Okay.
but,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think you're ready for it, all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
All right, all right. So, why do you think big cities support you when you win, but are hesitant to invest before you get there?
Man, that's a great question. Um, really, because this this might rub people the wrong way because this is a clout chasing city, man.
Ooh,
This is
okay.
this is Houston clout chasing city, like not Clutch City, clout chasing city.
Okay, okay.
Like man, like when I tell you when that J Cole thing stuff dropped, man, like I had people like followers, people coming, commenting, doing all the things, congratulating me when I've been posting stuff about my business and things that's going on, things that's happening, and I don't know, it's just like they don't see it until someone that is known joins in, and so then they feel like, oh, okay, let me hop on to like, oh, I might know this person through social media, I know him personally or whatever. Let me just like show that like, oh, okay, I noticed it, or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. But like notice the small stuff, man. Like notice me posting 7 a.m. in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night, like
Mm-hmm.
or a post that get 10
10,
likes,
yeah. What
10
was you at in the
views,
10? You wasn't in the 10.
like share that,
Yeah.
repost that because we know that's what y'all are looking at. Y'all see is, oh, this post ain't nothing. Let me just scroll by that, or like let me at least think about like helping this person out by sharing it on my timeline, reposting it, all those things. Maybe not just hop on when it's like J. Cole come and like, oh, that's a big thing for him. Like and so to answer your question, like I really don't know, man. It needs to be studied. My background is social work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I need to do that deep psychological, dive
Yeah.
to figure out what the psychological part behind that, the
Yeah.
reasoning. But so I don't know, man. But I appreciate it too as well. Like y'all see, I've told y'all it took me this long to get to this point, so I appreciate it, but like just continuing on, man. Like Like when y'all see us start working with all the artists and everybody's like, oh, we gotta get this artist on this bike ride because that's the cool thing to do. Then like, don't try to like come around and start doing this posting like all that stuff. But just y'all got to like you know
Do it.
believe in it and
Believe,
do
yeah.
it and stuff like that.
Like
You know
if
what
you
I'm saying?
believe in it, you believe in it.
You believe in it,
Yeah.
So like, just don't be just coming around just because you got J. Cole and all that stuff, which is definitely an amazing thing, and I'm grateful for it. But like, you just got to be there doing when we were small,
Hmm.
all those things. So
Nah. Well, I appreciate it,
yes, sir.
brother. Appreciate the answer.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all for coming. Um, appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, shout out to Cool Dad. You know, it's a shameless plug, right? We're here to offer you a space for fathers that are looking to join a network for a community of fathers, right? We do a lot of good things here. I'm grateful to be in this space. I'm grateful to be a member of it. So if you're ever looking to join in, tap in with me or tap in here. All right. And with that being said, we out.